Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, we're going to look at a really cool battery charger. Now, many of you have asked me many times to review battery chargers because on this channel, I review RC cars, RC boats, RC planes, and FPV drones. Now, if you're somebody who only buys camera drones, that's all you've ever known, you know, like drones by Hubsan, by Unique, by Autel, by DJI, well then, you get a drone, it comes with a battery, and you have to buy the batteries from that company, and you get a really crappy charger. Doesn't matter if you pay $2,000 or $3,000 for your camera drone, the charger is always the weakest point because it's very basic. So people that are in the hobby of RC cars or FPV drones, RC boats, RC planes, they don't have to go through that. They can buy any battery they want, they can use the charger of their choice, and they can do a lot more and make those batteries perform better and last longer because they use a pro charger. So that's what I'm going to show you in this here review. Here we go. All right, so we've already established that proprietary batteries are batteries that usually come with camera drones. You know, you're stuck with these batteries and you have to pay a crazy price and you get a crappy charger. However, if you're in the other hobbies, then you can buy any type of battery you wish, LiPo battery or any type of different style of battery made with a different component or whatever, and use it in your product. It's up to you how much you want to pay, what style of battery do you want, what connectors do you want, what milliamps, how big, everything for your products. You're not stuck with any one design, but you need a charger to charge them. So the professional charger I'm going to show you in this review is this one here by Hobbymate. It's actually called the Smart Charger Speed H6. And there's a reason it's called Smart Charger, and speed is because it's very smart, you're going to see in this review, and it's very fast. It's one of the better ones to get on the market, and it's not very expensive. So check this out. Let me show you the Hobbymate H6 speed charger. It comes in a box like this. These are all the specs or the features that it has right here. You can stop the video to check it out, but let's open it up and see what's inside. Inside the box we have information about Hobbymate and how to get support. Next you get a nice little spec sheet with all the features, and this is pretty cool. If you are somebody into battery chargers, you will love this. Take a look at the specs on here. They are actually really decent. For example, look at this, 700 watts. That's pretty amazing for a charger that small. Second thing, take a look at this down here. These are all the batteries supported, quite a few. And the part I like the best is right here, discharge power. Look at that, 30 watts. Whoa! Next items in the box would be the battery charger and an AC plug. So yes, in case you're wondering, you can plug this into the wall. It is a really good charger for that. All right, let's check out the features on the Smart Charger, the H6. So the first thing we see here is a nice little 2.4-inch display. It is IPS technology, which means you can look at this from any angle. It is not a touch screen. You must use these here touch-sensitive buttons. All right. So now let's flip it this way. We see nothing. Flip it this way over here. We have an XT60 connector. That's where you're going to plug in your batteries you want to charge, balance, discharge. Over here is your balancing port. You can see it goes up to the number 6, which means you can put a 6-cell, maximum 6-cell battery in here. And over here you have a USB out for your GoPro, your cell phone, anything you want to charge by USB that you plug in. And you can see right there, it shows you that it is a 5-volt output at 2.1 amps. Next we'll move to the rear, and this is where you'll plug in the included AC power cable so that you can power it up. Now if you're out in the field, you can power it up right here with DC input. And over here, that's just a USB port, so you can do firmware updates. And over here, that's where you can check your servos and a few receivers if you wish by plugging them in there. And there's a toolkit menu built into this here charger, which will control all the functions of this for testing purposes. It's really good. All right, let's flip to the other side. We have the fan, and this fan here will come on if the unit starts to get hot, and the unit will only get hot if you're doing a discharge. Say you really ramp up the amps to like 15 amps and you want to really take the power out of a battery, discharge it really quick, bring it down, well then the unit will get hot because that's how it's discharging, and this fan will come on. Let's flip it over to the bottom, and on the bottom you have a few details about the charger. Next thing we'll do is plug in the charger, and I'll show you all the features. Plug this in, and here's the startup screen. There we go. It is ready to go. It self-calibrates and we're all set. So here I have a battery. This is a 6-cell battery. Let me just plug it in and show you the display and all the features. All right, so this battery is plugged into the side of the charger, balance port, and the voltage port right here. So let's see what the display says. So first thing we see over here is a pile of zeros and Captain Drone. That's because I'm not doing anything with the battery. You can see right here my amps and milliamps, nothing. And my watts are at 0 because it's just checking the voltage of the battery. And you can see this battery over here is at 24.81 volts. And if I want to check each cell in the battery, they're right here because it is a 6-cell battery. So there's the voltage of each cell. You can see they're not full because a full battery should be about about 4.2 volts per cell. Now 99% of you watching this right now are going to use this charger for, you know, the basic functions. You're going to have charge, you're going to have discharge, you're going to have balance. Those are pretty much the functions you're going to use. So let me show you those really quick. So this is a smart charger, which means it will identify many things for you, many parameters without you putting the input in. So let me just hit this button and we're going to pick an option. So at the top we have charge. So it automatically assumes I want to charge this battery. So let's go up to the top and just check that out. So I'm on charge right now. It's already figured out it's a LiPo battery. It knows that each cell in the LiPo battery should be charged up to 4.2 volts, which is correct. If you wanted to charge them to more, you can change it. You can change any of these parameters. It is a 6 cell, it's figured that out. And it wants to charge up this thing at 1.3 amps, which is correct because it is a 1300 milliamp battery. You probably can't see that on here, but it is a 1300 milliamp. So everything is correct. And if I want to start this, I can. All of these parameters can be changed. You can change them any way you want and it will let you to charge up the battery. So I'll hit enter and it will start charging the battery. Let me show you what is on the display. Right at the top here, it tells me it's a LiPo 6 cell, 4.2 volts is what it wants to get to. It is at 95% of a full charge. It charges extremely fast. Over here is the elapsed time. Next we go down here. This is 1.3 amps is what I have it set at, and right now it's doing 7 milliamps. Over on this side it's using 33 watts of power, and right here it's up to 24.98 volts. And these are all the cells, 6 of them down there. They're all changing because it's balancing the cells as it's charging them. And if I hit this down arrow, check this out. This is my favorite part. This is your resistance to charge per cell. If you ever have a battery and you think it's giving you problems, that is the best feature, because if you look here, I have ohms, 10, 11, 11, 10. These are all similar to each other. So this battery is A-OK. But if you had a battery and you had numbers like 10, 27, 10, 10, 10, 10, well, 27 would be the bad cell. So that would not be a good battery. This will detect it for you. When it finishes charging, it will beep once, and then it will beep again if I don't pay attention to it, and beep again if I don't pay attention to it. Now, for most people out there who charge LiPo batteries, we all do the same thing. It's like, hurry up and charge faster. So I put it at 1.3 amps. You can see it over here, 1.3. Say I only have another 15 minutes and I have to leave the house with my battery, so I want it to charge faster. I just hit this button and I go up here. Current adjustment is 1.3, so it knows I probably want it to go faster, so I'm just going to crank it up and I'll put it up to something like 2 amps. So now it will charge even faster. It's going to push power quicker into each of the cells and the battery will charge faster. Look at this, I'm already at 99%. It's almost fully charged. Next option most people want to do is balance their cells. So if you have a battery that has unbalanced cells, this is very easy. This is probably the fastest balancing charger on the market. So I'm going to hit this and watch what happens. If I go to balance, there's balance down here, hit enter. It's going to do it so fast. As soon as I hit start, I'm not even going to bother changing any of these parameters. They're all good. Start, watch. Because it balanced it when it charged it. So it should be over, and there you go. It's done. It has balanced all my cells. So for many of us, we're going to charge batteries, we're going to balance batteries every now and then, and more importantly, we're going to store our batteries, because if you're not going to use a battery for a long time, you have to put it in storage mode. So watch this. Change it to storage, right here, enter. It's going to know exactly what voltage you want your storage to be at per cell, and it is correct. 3.8 volts is correct. I don't want it any lower than that. It is a 6 cell. 1 amp storage is perfect. So it figures everything out for you. So it's pretty much idiot proof. Just accept all the settings and go like that. And now we're in storage mode. So in storage mode, all that voltage I put in, see this? 4.1, 4.1, that has to go down to 3.8. So it has to kill the power. It's actually discharging it down to a safe level for storage, and the fan comes on because now it's converting that electricity into heat, and the fan is going to blow it away. And if I hit this down arrow, this here temperature will increase. Right now it's at 55 degrees Celsius, 57. It will go up. It will keep on rising because the voltage is coming out of the battery into this unit and being discharged by heat. And if you look over here, check that out. 36, 34 watts. Let me show you another discharge feature. So let's go up here. We're going to go to storage. Storage is the one I use the most. I don't usually use the full discharge, which is this one. So this is discharge. Now you would probably want to discharge a battery if it's giving you problems. A lot of people like to recycle their batteries. That just means discharge the battery down to the lowest possible voltage, then power it back up with full volts, and sometimes that fixes any problems in the battery. So you can discharge a battery extremely fast on here. So I'm going to discharge a LiPo because it knows what it is. It's still the same battery. Cell voltage, I want them down to 3.3 volts, so that's the lowest you would possibly go in discharge, or else you're going to kill the battery. 6 cells, and I'm going to right here, the most you can do is 5 amps. So I've got it at the max, so that's really going to discharge it fast. And if I hit start, watch this. So right here we're discharging at 35, 36 watts, and watch the voltage go down. The voltage is going to change as the fan comes on because it's getting hot. I'll just show you. But before I show you that, let me show you each cell down here. Watch those cells change. It's going to discharge really fast and move its way down. This battery is a good battery because it's a 100C rating battery, so I can discharge it fast, which is great. And if you look up here, I'm at 93% of full power in the battery. That is going to go way down below 50% when this thing is fully discharged. And I just want to show you again, it's getting rid of the discharge power through heat. So you can see my temperature is rising right here, 63 degrees Celsius, and that will just keep increasing to a certain temperature level. So look at the top, I'm down to 92% of getting myself to 3.3 volts. And then I could recycle the battery, and this battery will act just like brand new by doing that. So now I've shown you the basic functions of the charger. That's what most people would use it for. The rest, I'm just going to talk you through it really quick because I don't want this video to be long, so here we go. First things first, as mentioned, if you are out in the field someplace, you're not going to have access to AC power, so I've unplugged that. That should turn off. I can take any battery. Here's another battery. It doesn't matter which one I plug in, and I can plug it in the back here, and it will power the unit, and you can do all the same functions. It just acts as an external power. It doesn't matter that the voltage on this battery is different than the voltage on the battery you're working with, because this here charger has a type of transformer circuitry in it that can bump up the voltage to meet the needs of which you want to charge. So you can use this in the field doing all the same functions. No big deal there. Next, let me show you all the options we didn't use that people may want to use this charger for. Here we go. So first thing to know, if I click here to do something, say we wanted to charge a battery, I've already shown that, but look at battery type, LiPo. If I hit this, look at every battery you can pick. Smart battery is a default, it will figure out what type of battery you have, but say you wanted to tell it exactly what type of battery it was, let's say it had it incorrect, look at what you can pick. These are all different types of batteries we use today. Look at it, just keeps on going. There's so many. Next, I want to show you the different tasks you can do. So let's go up to where it says charge. That's the most common one, so that's why it's at the top. But let me show you. So first one at the top is power supply. You're saying, oh, so power supply, what's that do? With the power supply function, I can have a battery over here, any type of battery, plugged into the rear to power this unit. I use the battery as a power supply. So you're saying power supply for what? Well, let me show you. So this soldering iron will not function without a DC voltage input right here. So I run these wires all the way to a connector. I have the wrong connector right now. And I run it to an XT60 connector that goes in the side. And then I set this voltage on here to the voltage required right here on the side, 12 to 24 volts, and it even shows me the wattage. You can have it from 17 to 65 watts, which is huge. So let me show you the settings on here for power supply. And you can see, you can set, look at how easy it is. Select the task, power supply. How many volts do you want to come out? So you just set the voltage for what you want. You can see you can go way up here. You can go all the way up to, you can send out 24 volts max. All right, the next one down is charge. We've already seen that. We've seen discharge. External discharge is a little bit different. External discharge, let me explain that really quick. So external discharge works like this. You saw when I discharged a battery, it would go through here, produce heat, and the fan would blow it out. So I was discharging it by producing heat. What if you wanted to discharge a battery by powering something else? So a lot of people, I don't do this, but a lot of people do this. They will take the battery and they will discharge it by sending the power out to a light source. So they'll plug a light into the side, run this, and the battery will cause the light to go on and discharge the battery. Or you can have some sort of function where it's actually just using the power source. Next one on here is storage. We've already seen that. You put your batteries in storage if you're not going to use them for a long time. It's the best thing. They will be very safe. Next, we have balance. If your cells are out of balance, that will balance them very quickly. And regenerative discharge. In the regenerative discharge, you could tell this was invented by somebody who loves the environment. So you've seen when I take a battery and I discharge it, it goes through here, produces heat, the fan turns on, and it goes into nothingness. What if with regenerative discharge, here's an example. So I'm out at the field flying my drones and I have a pile of batteries, but say I brought 10 batteries that I charged up, but I only used 5 batteries. So now I have 5 batteries that are fully charged. And I'm not going to be flying, so I'm going to discharge them, right? Or put them in storage. So regenerative discharge does the following. Say I brought an RC car, and the RC car takes a big battery like this, because most RC cars take big batteries, but this battery is almost dead, and I'm going to have to charge it on here. What if I take the batteries I didn't use to fly in the quad and send the power back into here? And that's all you basically do. So I have a battery here. Let's say this battery was plugged into the back, right there. I would pick regenerative discharge, plug my other batteries in this side, and I would suck off the power out of the battery and all the way through here and into this battery. This would actually bring the batteries down to a voltage that I want for storage. So I would actually be storing these, and at the same time, I'm actually charging this massive battery that I want to take with me and use in my RC car. And finally, if I haven't already shown you this because I can't remember, this battery here is a 7.4 volt battery. It's not very big. It's only a 2-cell battery, but it is at 5,000 milliamps. So look at how big it is. It holds a lot of power. So this battery would run for a long time, but it doesn't have a lot of voltage. This battery over here that I use on my FPV quads, it is very small inside. Each of the cells, there's 6 of them right here. Each of them is pretty small, and it only holds 1,300. Can you see that in the video? 1,300 milliamps of power, whereas this holds 5,000 milliamps of power. So this battery has more voltage in the 20 volt range than this battery, which is only in the 7 volt range. However, I can plug this battery into here and charge up this battery, no problem. Watch. It's on smart battery, so it knows what type of battery this is. Cell voltage down here, 4.2. It's a 6-cell. Current setting at 2 amps. I can leave it at 2 amps or less and hit start. And there we go. It should work. So it's doing it right now. You can see on the screen, this battery is at 96%, so it's going up really fast. That's the elapsed time. It's charging here at 2 amps. Right now it's putting in 4 milliamps. 50 watts is being used. 25 volts is what we're at. And there's my cells. So it's taking this battery here. It only has 2 cells and charging a 6-cell battery here. So I can be any place out in the field having a great time and charging up my batteries, no worries. So let me show you the settings function. Hold this here button down and we go into settings. In this video, I'm not going to go through all the settings because it's going to take me over an hour to do that and explain them all, but let's just say this is a full featured charger. So this charger is definitely one of the better ones to get on the market today. It's really good and it's not very expensive. And if you're wondering, how many chargers do I own? How many battery chargers do I own? Well, take a look at this. I own a lot of them. The reason I own so many battery chargers is because if you're in the RC hobby, you want to charge up maybe 10 batteries of all sizes and shapes or discharge them. You need a lot of chargers or else you're just going to have one charger. And then when that's finished, put on another battery. And then when that's finished, put on another battery. It's very slow. So for me, I will have at least 10 chargers going and charge everything up that I need. And I'm out and having fun in no time at all. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will put links below to where you can find this. It is on Amazon, so you have to check it out on Amazon. If you have any questions on this product, post them below and I will get back to you. But for now, I say thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and catch you in the next one.